The Philippine business landscape is thriving, and at the forefront of it all is the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or PCCI. We have the distinct honor of a conversation with the President of PCCI, Consul Enunina Mangio. We'll dive deep, explore exciting growth opportunities, and gain insights into the PCCI's vision for the future.
We try to enhance all the business sectors to sustain the growth of the businesses. We want our SMEs to be part of our movement.
We are now open for business.
It is a signal to the world. We are open for business.
The engine that drives the Philippine economy is undoubtedly the power of its businesses, and taking charge of empowering and advocating for those businesses is the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or PCCI. Today, we have the distinct honor of welcoming the leader who steers this crucial organization, the President of the PCCI, Consul Enunina Mangio. Magandang araw po sa inyo, Consul. The last time that we saw each other, doon sa gathering ng Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And I listened to your speech. You were trying to attract investors, di ba, to come here in the Philippines. And sa narinig ko doon kay Secretary ko, ang dami niyang binanggit na mga initiatives, na mga projects. From the time that there was this first General Assembly, I know that you have a lot in your plate, Consul Enunina. Kumusta na po ang PCCI ngayon?
That thing that you have watched is actually our first general membership meeting. And in there, we try to focus on what the government is trying to let us know or imply to us in terms of making our country as one of the biggest growing economy in Southeast Asia. That is why we invited Secretary Frederick Groh to enlighten us and give us more information as to how the Philippine economy is doing compared to our neighboring countries.
And do you think, Consul Enunina, that kasi nasabi doon na talagang we are one of the top performing economies in Asia.
Yes.
Yun ba, doon sa pagpupulong na yun, masusustain ba natin?
You know, last year, we were one really of the most growing. We got our target of 5.7%. And now the government has projected a growth of 6 to 7%. We are very confident with what our government is doing and with how our president is trying to entice our neighboring countries, and even Europe, Asia, US is going around to entice investors and show them how the Philippines really is going to be the business hub in Southeast Asia. We are really confident that we are going to get that target of our government.
Which is very exciting, ma'am, because with the role of PCCI, every time there's investors coming here in the Philippines, every time we talk about Philippine business, every time there's mention of new investments, laging nababanggit ang PCCI. At diba, parang kahit yung mga representatives ng iba't ibang mga bansa, they also pay you a courtesy visit. So, ano po ba ang meron sa Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry? Ang naririnig lang po namin ay ito yung voice of Philippine business. So, pag sinabi bang PCCI, paano nyo po ba ito mapakilala? Ano ang relevance ng PCCI sa mga negosyante sa Pilipinas?
I don't know if you're aware, but I guess you are, that PCCI, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is yun ang pinakamalaking business organization in the Philippines. Ito ay binubuo ng mga direct members from different businesses all over the Philippines as well. Not only direct members, but we have also industry associations and organizations. We have local chambers all over the Philippines, comprising of about, I think we have about 135 local chambers in the Philippines.
So, bawat
At
local
bumubuo ito
organization, may
they
mga
have
membro pa.
different members.
Wow. Okay.
So, in short, we have about 135,000 members.
Wow.
From North Luzon, South Luzon, NCR, Visayas, and Mindanao. These represent the business sector. And, we have our own advocacies. One is we push some government policies. And we try to enhance or enlighten all the business sectors to sustain the growth and the development of the businesses in any localities.
Baka naman ito malalaki lang. Baka isipin ng mga MSMEs din na parang naku, ang PCCI, pang mga sosyal lang na malalaking kumpanya. Baka kaming mga maliliit na negosyante hindi kasali dyan. So, meron din po bang representante ang mga maliliit na negosyo dito sa PCCI?
There is really this misconception. Akala ng lahat, PCCI is on the largest corporations. That is not actually true. As we all know, 99.9% of the businesses are comprising of the micro, small, and the medium enterprises. Yun po yung aming kinikater. Most of our members are MSMEs. And maliit lang yung percentage ng large enterprises in our organization. Because sabi nga nila, we want our SMEs to be part of our chamber movement. Because we want to help them grow from micro to small, small to medium, and medium to large.
And eventually, sila na yung nasa large enterprise.
They will be part of the large enterprise. This micro, small, and medium enterprise are the backbone actually of the large enterprises.
Okay.
Because you see, our supply chain, for example,
yes.
these big enterprises will not grow without the supply chain coming
Yes.
from the micro, small, and medium
I see.
enterprises.
So, balikan ko naman yung sinagot mo kanina na ang sabi mo, you have this major advocacy which is to look at the government policies and try to enhance and maybe consult with the officers or officials of the government. So halimbawa, may batas na pinapanukala ang ating mga mambabatas. Ito ba yung sa inyo muna ikinukonsulta? Like, kunyari, may, di ba, parang ang dami sa mga presyo ng bigas, ng sibuyas, at kung ano-ano pa, yung with the DTI and all, and with the government initiatives. Lahat ba ng mga batas na may kinalaman sa pagninegosyo, idinadaan nila sa inyo? Or as PCCI, pag may nabalitaan na kayong batas na ganyan, ano na kayo? Kung baga parang, teka lang. Ganun ba ang role ng PCCI?
We have our upper house and the lower house. We have the Senate and the Congress. They're the ones, with the presidents, are the ones doing the legislations, recommendations on how to handle this, how to do this, how to do that. PCCI is only informed. We only learn about this when we talk to the government agencies or the government agencies inform us or on the news and so forth. But the moment PCCI learns about this, we have an organization, the board and the executive committee get together and brainstorm, discuss, and study the impact of this to our economy and to our people. I mean, like, for example, the reduction of tariff for the rice from 35 to 15%. In our executive committee, we discussed the impact of this to our populace, to our agricultural sector, and of course, the business in general. We try to brainstorm and we come up with a solution or a recommendation that we can submit to the government. Because together with that, I think there is this law or there is this move to activate our National Food Authority, which in the past did not succeed. So we have our own idea as to how this is going to be handled properly. Because there should be strict implementations of the law. Because there are these importers, holders, that controls the prices, the stock of all these items, and you know very well the price, is a necessity. And we have to have a sustained supply for this one. Food security is very important. So we came up with a solution or with a recommendation that we should submit to the government to make sure that the impact of this one will not hinder the growth of our agri-products or at least the farmers. No? And at the same time, will not make the scrupulous hoarders and importers richer. Instead, we make sure that the people or the law itself would give advantage to the poor and to our populace at the same time and protecting our farmers.
What's the batting average na kunyari, kinontra ng PCCI halimbawa, yun ba ay somehow napapakinggan
the
din?
government really listens. Like for example, the increase in salaries.
Yeah.
We made a position paper signed by all the organizations in the Philippines. Because there is this, somebody asking for 700, somebody asking for 300, somebody asking for 100, 150. So we made a position. Because you see, for example, this was initiated by the Senate and by the Congress. We have our wage board that evaluates and analyzes ano yung dapat, magkano dapat, anong impact niya sa negosyo. Binabalance nila yan. Impact to the business and impact to our employers and to our populace at the same time. A family of so much, magkano kailangan niya talaga. But then again, hindi naman natin kayang ibigay lahat ng pangangailangan because hindi siya probably kaya ng ating industriya or ng ating business group. So yung ganon, we made a position paper stating all this and at the same time, make them realize that we have our wage board. It was created to really analyze the impact of whatever we want to do, whether to increase or so much. We believe that we really have to increase. The problem is how much. Magkano kaya ng business group at magkano pangangailangan na makasuporta sa ating mga empleyado. Ang businessman, siyempre, wala silang magagawa pag dinictate ng gobyerno yan. Pero anong impact niyan? One is, tataas ang presyo, tataas ang inflation, magbabawas ng empleyado, maximization of the utilization of manpower. Anong net effect nun ngayon? Magsasacrifice din. Ang mahirap yung marginalized, yung mga hindi empleyado. Whatever the impact, increase, inflation, whatever, apektado lahat yan. Paano na yung mga tricycle drivers? Paano yung mga farmers, jeepney drivers na walang mga employer, na walang magsasabi sa kanila, bibigyan ka namin kayo na increase 150. And that is the biggest.
So may
populace that are affected.
So may domino effect na siya.
May domino effect. So kami, we always evaluate and decide na, okay, we make a position paper, ito yung ating mga kailangan, ito yung ating ilalagay.
Okay. With your statements now, Consul Nina, wala bang issue halimbawa sa PCCI na, naku, ang PCCI naman ay makagobyerno, ang PCCI naman ay malalaking negosyante lang. Wala bang issues na gano'n na kumbaga parang merong kinikilingan ang PCCI?
Alam mo, PCCI was never influenced by politics. Never. We never supported any particular individual. We always look at the macro and the business and the populace. Pag meron kaming mga, like for example, ideas, or meron kaming mga position papers that we want to push for or against anything that the government is doing, the first thing we have in mind is the business sector and at the same time, its effect to the populace. Kasi kung maapektuhan masyado ang business, mas malaking impact nun sa mga populasyon natin, sa mga empleyado natin, sa mga tao natin. Kasi whatever effect is going to have, it will have to the business sector, maapektuhan ang ating inflation. At pag yun ang naapektuhan, malaki na yung impact nun sa ating populasyon, sa ating mga empleyado, lalo na sa ating mga kapwa mahihirap. Most of the time, we have to consider the marginalized. Sabi nga nila, yung mga nasa rural areas. Tayo kasi nasa urbanized areas Pero nakita nyo na ba ang sitwasyon sa mga probinsya, sa mga squatters areas? Alam mo, pag nakita mo sila, maiiyak ka. Tayo, we can dress up like this. We can wear shoes. Kaya meron kami mga programa na sumuporta sa mga ganyan. Kasi makita mo sila yung kanilang mga sinusuot. Naiyak nga ako minsan, in one of our trip in one of the province. Nakita ko yung bata, tsinelas niya. Wala na halos yung ganito.
Sa likod, oo.
Wala
na.
na.
So para lang masabi na may tsinelas,
May tsinelas.
nakaipit lang sa paa
Actually,
niya.
nakatali na yun dito nung kanyang sapatos, tas wala, tsinelas, tas wala nang ganito. Maiiyak ka. Namigay kami ng mga tsinelas. Nung bumalik kami, para inspeksyonin yung library yung pinagawa namin, nakita ko nakasukbit dito yung tsinelas.
Dahil?
Bakit? Naglalakad sila galing sa bundok, bababa, papunta sa eskwelahan. Pagdating nila malapit sa eskwelahan, hugas ng paa, saka isusuot. Kasi doon daw nila kailangan nakatsinelas sila.
Wow. So parang as a requirement na lang, hindi na yung need.
Hindi na yung need. Kasi kung yung need, bili mo, bababa galing sa bundok.
Pang-protection dapat eh. At
Diba?
tsinelas is used for protection.
Diba? Kaya alam mo ikaw, pagka halimbawa, you're into this kind of advocacies and into this kind of organization, pag nag-shopping ka, biglang pumasok sa isip mo yung mga nakita mo. At taras ka minsan, pag yung napakamahal ng binibili mo, mag-iisip ka eh. Kung minsan may mga gamit ka, for example, na itatapon mo, oops, pwede ko itong gamitin sa aming mga business mission. Itatabi mo, ilalagay mo sa bag. Kasi your exposure to this kind of life ng ating mga kababayan makes you more human.
And empathic.
And empathic. Hindi lang puro negosyo. Sabi ko nga sa PCCI, during my term, now in my term, this is the only time nagkaroon kami ng mga medical mission. Yung huli namin ginawa is yung nagturo, aside from the medical part of it, is yung magtuturo ka ng paano mong
Parang
livelihood program, paano kang tutulong sa asawa mo para kahit nasa bahay ka lang, nag-aalaga ng mga anak mo, may hanap buhay ka.
So, Consul Nina, what you're saying now is with your leadership at the PCCI, is this because you are now a woman president and maybe a mother, a woman, and that you put heart to PCCI vision? Ganun ba yung legasiya na gusto mong maibigay?
Pag sinabi mong ganyan, putting your heart on this and being to this family, actually no. These are actually micro enterprises that we are trying to revive. Trying na buhayin natin sila. Trying na palakihin natin yung kanilang populace para sila magkaroon ng hanap buhay. These are the micro type. Like in the gugupit. Yung mga nagmamanicure, yung mga nagtitinda na sari-sari store, these are micro. Kailangan natin silang turuan. Kailangan natin silang i-guide. Ordinaryong tao lang ako eh. Paano ba ako magninegosyo? So kung hindi mo sa tuturuan mga possible business na pwede niyang gawin, abang siya'y nasa bahay lang, o abang siya'y nandiyan lang, o abang siya'y naglalakad, hindi niya makikita yung value niya na pwede pala siyang maging part ng micro-enterprise.
Ano po ang karaniwang challenges ng mga MSME sa ngayon and paano sa palagay ninyo maa-address po yan?
A lot of these MSMEs are graduate of college. We try to help them or teach them through forum and conferences how to do this, how to do that, how to address this, how to address that. Like, paano mo, for example, i-improve ang iyong craft? Paano kung mag-rehistro ng kumpanya? Paano kung magbayad ng taxes? In our simple way, every time we have, especially on our local chambers, every time we conduct forum and conferences, we always include ease of doing business, cost of doing business, implementation of responsive tax reforms, and then improvement of logistics. Because these are all very necessary from micro to small to medium enterprises because they don't have the access if they do not know how to do it. That is where we try to help. What do we mean when we say ease of doing business? Ito yung pupunta ka ng munisipyo, magre-rehistro ka ng kumpanya, and you do it on a smooth way, step by step. We also invite non-members.
The general public.
General
Okay.
public. Especially, for example, nagbigay kami ng forum for taxation. We release the information to all our members, then at the same time, to the populace. For those who'd like to join, iniimbita namin yan, especially because we know that that is very important in doing business.
Now, Consul Nina, yung huli natin din pag-uusap, we talked about, since you mentioned about ease of doing business or the basic needs for a business or MSME to operate. My question is, and we talked about this before, ang mga batas nandyan na, pero minsan ang nagiging problema yung enforcement tsaka implementation. Now, with PCCI, you mentioned you have local chapters as well. Marami bang nagbibigay sa inyo ng feedback na hindi naman maayos ang implementation dito pagdating sa LGU? You have the law, but the problem is implementation. How do you do that? What are the initiatives of PCCI to somehow inform maybe the national or the local government on this problem?
Let's take, for example, the ease of doing business. That is a very good platform. Initially, the problem was implementation. Hindi nasusunod. Ang mga local government units, hindi sinusunod. So we tried to partner and at the same time sign a memorandum of understanding with ARTA. For us to be empowered
Ma'am,
to
sa
monitor.
iba, para malaman nila, ARTA is the
Anti-Red
Red
Tape
Authority. Okay.
Okay, that's ARTA. It is the agency that really sponsored the ease of doing business and cost of doing business. We signed a memorandum of understanding with them for us to be empowered or to be authorized to monitor and at the same time make sure that whatever was written, whatever was the law will be implemented. And if there are complaints or issues that are raised, we bring it to ARTA or we bring it to the local government units. Kasi maybe the mayor, the governor, or the leaders of the LGUs are not aware. If you notice, ngayon, maganda na implementation ng ease of doing business.
Pero, Consul Nina, you mentioned about, of course, the process. Pero, meron nga bang nakukulong, may nape-penalize, may namultahan ba? Baka naman kasi ang multa lang mo dyan ay 1,000 pesos. Wala na, mauulit-ulit yan. Sige, nalaman nila, baka masyadong simple. I don't know that specific transaction, but di ba, it could be parang nagiging cycle lang, ganon.
Okay. Sa local government units, for the ease of doing business, nag-improve yan. No? Sa taxes, I'm proud to say na yung ating commissioner is very responsive to complain. Marami na silang tinanggal for fitting their benefits. Marami na silang nasuspinde. And marami na silang na-correct. I mean, sa laki ng Pilipinas, sa laki ng ating populasyon, sa laki ng ating business sector, hindi naman nila yan agad-agad ma-address lahat. But kahit na papaano, marami na silang action na nagawa. Even with our DOLE, even with our labor arbiters, although this is under ECOP, but PCCI is actively cooperating and coordinating with ECOP pagdating sa labor concern. Business yan eh. Lahat yan may labor concern yan eh. So, nare-raise namin yung mga issues sa mga government agencies that are monitoring and controlling these issues. So, marami nang na-address. Marami nang... And during our forum, ini-invite namin yung mga yan. We invite them to enlighten us, to guide us as to paano i-address yung mga ganitong issue.
One of the things that you are very passionate about, raising the income of our farmers and also the labor sector. Ano ba yung nakikita mo doon sa sistema para somehow tuluyan na ring ma-aksyonan ang mga middlemen? Kasi, di ba, dahil nasa local chapters kayo, di ba, ang daming dinadaanan na middleman, kaya kakaunti na lang yung nagiging kita ng mga magsasaka, ng mga manggagawa. What is PCCI doing on this. Are there projects or initiatives that you are doing to ensure that the income of our MSMEs will increase and not necessarily the middlemen will benefit?
You know, PCCI is so, I should say, passionate in helping our business sector. And one of the major moves that we did, especially on my term, is to activate all our business council. These business councils are the ones that are coordinating to all our neighboring countries from Asia, US, and Europe. We have about 50 business councils. A business council's responsibility is to entice business coming over to the Philippines, investing to the Philippines, coordinating with our counterpart there, and meeting with all the business sector there, and giving them information and everything for them to entice them to invest to the Philippines. Not only that, technology transfer. In agriculture, for example, we try to get some information onto how to improve and increase productivity of our agricultural sector. What are the technologies available to help them out, increase their production? Because we believe that increasing our productivity and improving our technology, improving our any particular sector for that matter, will minimize the need for importing this and hoarding these products. Kasi they're hoarding para ma-influence yung increase in price. Palalabasin nila kulang ang supply. So, kailangan mag-import kami. Ang totoo nun, naka-hoard na yung produkto doon, ilalabas na lang nila at a higher rate, at a higher price. To avoid that, we want to increase our productivity on all sectors, agricultural, infrastructure, help the government in the taxation process para they can help our farmers. Importante lang talaga is mapunta sa dapat pupuntahan. We are focused on technology transfer. We are focused on inviting investors. We are focused on educating. Because in doing so, we believe we can increase our productivity, we can have our food security, we can also encourage the government in providing farm-to-market facilities, roads, transportation, and all that. So, improving our logistics from the province to Metro Manila, from the barrio, barangay, to the marketplace in the city, you know, we can improve our productivity and our sustainability in doing so.
Now, Consul Nina, related to that, I heard your talk at the General Assembly of PCCI, and one of the things that you mentioned, because of this attracting investments from different countries and also technology transfer, is getting the business practices, technologies of various countries, diba? You mentioned some of the countries na parang sabi mo, but these are the chambers of commerce in different countries where you do trade missions as well. Kailangan natin ng teknolohiya nila para maiparating din sa ating mga kababayan. Ano yung sektor ng teknolohiya na gusto ninyong mapaunlad pa ng Pilipinas?
Dati, we are focused on the US. We're focused on the Europe. But you know what? I was so surprised to know that the most advanced technology in agriculture
Is from
is in Israel.
Israel.
Nagulat ako. Sabi ko, you know, I wanted to see it. It's just that right now the timing is not proper, no? But yung kanilang irrigation system. Desert yan eh.
Desierto yun, yes.
Di ba? With the advent of technology, they have the most advanced and modern irrigation facilities.
So, kumbaga, parang ironic yun sa atin, ma'am, dahil tayo napaligiran naman ng dagat, ng tubig. So, sila wala. Pero hindi nila problema ang irrigation.
Hindi nila problema. So, we invited, you know, the agri-sector of Israel.
So, aside from Israel, ano pa yung nakikita mong bansa? Qatar. Okay.
Their IT technology is very good. As a matter of fact, the ambassador had invited us to bring in trade mission in Qatar, making us meet the business sector in Qatar. Because not only we want to invest them in the Philippines, but we want them also to transfer to us or share with us the technology that they have. And agricultural products of Qatar is also very good. You know what you call the milk dairy products
Yes.
is very good. And we want to bring that to the Philippines.
So parang sinabi mo, Consul Nina, so dati US-centric tayo, European-centric. So ngayon, parang marami palang ibang
Marami palang pwedeng i-explore.
I see.
Marami pala tayong neighboring countries na hindi natin nakikita na can share with us. You know Mexico?
Yes. Anong meron naman sa Mexico?
Did you know that ang layo-layo nila sa Korea, Japan, and China? But this is their biggest market for avocado.
Oh, avocado.
Mexico, can you imagine the cost of logistics? Paano na ngayon pag nilagay natin dito sa Pilipinas yun? Their avocado is small, pero maliit yung malaki
buto.
yung meat. You know what we did? In PCCI, we work with the one in Los Baños.
Erie?
Erie, not only Erie. Kasi if we can produce a big avocado with malaking
Meat.
meat, can you imagine?
So sa atin, yung homegrown, malaki siya, pero malaki rin ang buto.
Maliit ang meat.
Pero ito, are these avocados exported kasi in these countries that you mentioned?
From Mexico going to these three
I
countries. Ang
see.
laki ng kanilang
So
konsumo. What if we can have our own avocado? Ang laki ng market niyan.
And Mexico is willing to help us on that.
I have Mexican partners who are willing to help us
Wow.
for the science of this one.
So nakikita mo ba na opportunity din ito eventually ang avocado?
Yes. Although right now, no, ang ini-encourage ko ngayon is, because you know we have indigenous people with large lands, unused, untapped. So I made an inspection and I saw that there are lands, for example, in Mindanao, na above 200-meter sea level, which is a requirement for avocado. Can you imagine if we can plant as avocado in the Philippines, export? Ang lapit-lapit lang sa atin ng Korea, Japan, and China. We're trying to partner with the farmers and the local government. Because without the help of the local government, we cannot help farmers kasi they don't have the means. They have the lot, but they don't have the means. They don't have the capital. So we invited investors and also Filipino investors to partner with us, form a cooperative, help the farmers. Habang mag-partner kayo, ilang percentage ang kaya mong ibigay sa farmer. And at the same time, provide him a labor. Siya magbabantay, siya magmamonitor, siya kukuha ng mga workers to plant. So now we're trying to form a cooperative para there is an organization that monitors.
Yes. So,
Sila i-finance namin, provide namin ng funding for fertilizer, for pasahod and all that. Kasi nangyayari dati, bigay mo sa farmer yung kanyang fertilizer, yung kanilang mga sweldo and so forth. Binebenta yung fertilizer instead of ilalagay kasi they need money to sustain.
So parang this one, at least when you work with cooperative, it's more systematic. They put a system into that. Ano pa ang mga proyekto mo sa yung term na palagay mo ay dapat magkaroon ng impact sa yung presidency?
We want to strengthen our humanitarian services as well. That is why I strengthened our corporate social responsibility. Let's not only act when there are calamities.
Yes.
Ang nangyayari sa atin, sabi ko, pag nandyan ang baha, pag nandyan ang volcano nag-erupt, pag nandyan ang bagyo, doon lang tayo kumikilos. So let's go out and help our fellow countrymen. Naunahan ko na nga siya doon sa aming Gawad Kalinga. That was an initial. Aside from medical mission, ito, nagturo kami ng mga women paano silang makatulong sa pamilya. This is purely medical mission. You know why? We discovered sa probinsya, daming may TB.
TB as in tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. Ang daming shortage ng tubig na malinis, na potable. Meron kami ngayong medical mission and humanitarian services as well. Number one, TB screening, breast cancer screening, yung goiter screening.
So you bring a team of doctors?
Yes, we bring a team
And these
of
are volunteers na rin?
Volunteer doctors.
Okay.
we're doing some surveys on different locations para alam namin saan kami. Anong focus meron dyan?
So you are
Okay.
able to give what is needed in that specific locality.
May focus ka nga
Yes.
on certain localities.
Yes. So dito, Consul Nina, kasama mo na yung mga businesses dito.
Yes, and
the companies
even
na.
ambassadors.
Oh.
They're interested to see and to help. You know, it is very inspiring to our kapwa. May hirap na makakita sila ng mga ambassadors dyan, inspiring them or talking to them, you know, teaching them. You give them a little feel of importance and pride na nakausap nila yung ganitong ambassador, tinuruan siya, ginide siya, and so forth. Nagugulat talaga sila, meron pala talagang ganito. At kailangan pala sila talaga. So we want to inculcate in their mind kasi that they should not be focusing here in Metro Manila. Go out! Show our people that you're here. Ambassador kayo ng ganitong bansa, but you're here to help and to listen.
Yes.
Di ba? Because pag nandiyan kayo, may mga, for example, assisting program kayo na pwede kayong tumulong. May mga teknolohiya kayo na pwede nyong i-share. Not only to the business sector, pero dito pa rin sa aming marginalized area, sa aming mahihirap na kapwang, mahihirap na kababayan. Ang gobyerno kasi natin, nagpo-provide yan ng patubig sa agrikultura. Patubig, yung drinking water, yung mga pump. But, hindi nila na-monitor. Nagawa ba? Na-maintain ba? Only to find out na a big of our population, ng ating mga barangay, barrios and all that, ang daming walang tubig, potable tubig, na yung iba kumukuha lang sa ilog for drinking water.
At yun na rin ang cause ng diseases.
Kaya marami nagkakasakit. Kumuha naman ng mga tutulong sa amin para makapag-distribute kami ng mga pumps, deep wells, na makapag ng water supply sa kanila.
I think with this initial salvo of our conversation, I felt your authenticity. I felt your heart that you are putting into PCCI with your care, with your humanitarian heart. And I think that is what we needed. Kasi sabi mo nga, PCCI is not just business. It's not just profit. It's helping other people also to grow and prosper. So, what is your message to MSMEs? Paano makakatulong po ang PCCI para sa mga maliliit na negosyante, MSMEs, at ano pa ang pwede ninyong maitulong naman sa general public para make sure po na kasama natin sila sa pagtataguyod ng inyong mga advokasya?
First and foremost, I want to inform everyone that PCCI, and I want to reiterate this, is not only for big organization. Ito po ay para sa ating lahat. Mapamaliit, micro, small, and medium enterprises. Kami po ay nagbibigay ng serbisyo na i-assist namin kayo, i-guide namin kayo mula sa teknolohiya hanggang sa financing. Meron po tayong mga organisasyon that are willing to help us in terms of financial support. So, meron po kaming mga local chamber na pwede ninyong lapitan. Pwede po kayong maging membro. At kahit po hindi kayo membro, pwede kayong lumapit para paturo sa kanila. Pwede po kayong umattend ng aming mga forum and conferences para kayong matuto kung paano yung ganito, paano yung ganyan, paano magtayo ng negosyo, paano i-address, paano malaman kung ako'y kikita o hindi. Ano yung mga obligasyon mo rin as a business individual. I want to make sure that PCCI will be responsive and effective business support organization. Yun po yung aking advokasya na gustong iparating sa lahat. Kung ano man po yung inyong mga pangangailangan, I want to make sure na maging responsive kami sa inyo at maging effective po whatever we're trying to bring up to you. May mga conferences na gagawin ngayon. Ito po will be in Facebook Lahat po nitong mga conferences na to will be in Facebook. Meron po kami sa NCR. Ito po ay gaganapin dito. Lahat po ay invited to attend. And then meron po kami sa Visayas, which will be in, I think, General Santos. Tandaan nyo po, ito po ay hindi lamang para sa aming mga miyembro, kundi para po ito sa lahat ng negosyante, maliit man o malaki. Ang amin pong Philippine Chamber of Commerce National po, kasi yung mga local chambers are cooperating with LGUs po sa local government units. Pero po ang national, all the government agencies na po ito, advocating in your behalf, whatever our local government units are sponsoring or doing. Now, meron po kaming malaking, this is the biggest conference to be held in the Philippines. This is for all. Ibig sabihin po, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao po will be there. And all our government agencies will be attending, including our Vice President and our President. This is the Philippine Business Conference to be held on October 22 and 23 in Marriott Hotel. Kung kayo po ay may problema, kung paano kayong a-attend dito, ang aming pong opisina is bukas para po kayo tulungan at turuan kung paano po kayong maka-avail nitong aming mga conferences na ito. Thank you very much po. And I hope nakapag-share ako ng aking konting nalalaman para po mag-guide namin kayo at matulungan sa inyong mga negosyo.
I have to correct you there, Consul Nina, hindi po kaunting nalalaman. Napakarami na po yon at babalikan din po tayo ni Consul Nina para sa part 2 ng ating interview dahil wala pa sa kalahati yung ating mga natanong sa kanila. Wala pa yung meat. Kumbaga sa buto ng avocado ay yun na doon pa lang tayo sa buto. Wala pa tayo sa meat. But thank you, Consul Nina. And speaking of the Philippine Business Conference, we are also invited, Net25 is invited as a media partner of the
Yes.
Philippine Business Conference. So I'll see you there and hopefully we can produce more episodes, 2 episodes of Open for Business with the participation of Net25 at the Philippine Business Conference in October. What an exciting conversation with the President of PCCI. Open for Business will be back. Stay with us.
Here we are at the Asia's Best Brand Excellence Award to yet again be with outstanding businesses, entrepreneurs, and personalities. We'll have another inspiring conversation with various awardees and how they empower others to follow their entrepreneurial journey. So, come and join us.
I think it speaks from the word empowerment. Empowerment is a great role in our lives because it empowers us. It is the reason why we are motivated, why we are passionate in our everyday lives. I think I inspire others in a way I use my words, my advocacies, and I want to become an example, to become a definite inspiration to the community. I have always wanted to become that girl. I've always wanted to become the inspiration because I wanted an inspiration as well when I was young.
Pinagmamalaki ko po yung advocacy ko, which is youth empowerment and women empowerment. Kasi po, isa po akong ehemplo dito sa ating bansa dahil ako po ay nanalong bilang Miss Teen Glam International 2024. I just wanted to say na just be yourself, and binubuo itong awarding na to para sa mga youth na kagaya ko to be empowered, and I want you all to know that you are the best, you are worth it.
Actually, our product started from our own experience. Ginawa namin to dahil sa pangangailangan namin, and from that, naisip namin na bakit hindi natin ito pakalatin, hindi natin para makatulong pa tayo sa ibang tao. Lalo na sa mga kababayan natin na hindi kayang o hindi afford ang mga mas mahal na brand or mahal na barley. Number 1 talaga is to spread awareness. Kumbaga, to trust in the brand itself talaga. Kasi kami, yung most of our testimonies talaga nanggaling sa clients namin. And the same time, to spread them, kailangan talaga, yun nga yung gagawin natin talaga, yung segment by segment talaga, iisa-isahin natin ang pagkalat talaga ng ng information. This is one way to testify that kumbaga you can trust in our brand, especially in saludable barley. Kumbaga, this award itself is a milestone for the saludable premium and the same time for the loyal customers niya talaga na masasabi talagang legit at 100% pure ang aming brand.
I want to work with the government for the food security of our country. So I decided to bring here the micro fertilizer, and I know that it will help a lot of farmers to uplift their lives, their livelihoods. I am very much grateful for all the people behind these award-giving bodies. I'm incredibly thankful for them for including me and giving me a chance to share my success story. It's a very humbling experience for recognizing my hard work and sharing my success story.
Thank you sa opportunity na to na ma-recognize kami. We started, very humbly doon sa garahe ng parents ko. We started the pet shop and then eventually nag-offer kami ng dog training. We became the best canine service provider sa Philippines. We supplied the Philippine Coast Guard, Malacanang sa Presidential Security Group. We supplied Afghanistan and Iraq, the government of Iraq, for their police and military dogs. To aspiring entrepreneurs, hindi pa nagsistart. Mag-start na kayo. Wala namang, it's not rocket science. You start a business and you just keep going at it. Every year you get better. Every year your customer base grows. If you have the guts for it, syempre kailangan mo rin na matibay yung sikmura mo because of the downs. Ups are good. Everybody loves the ups, but if you're down, that's the time that separates the boys from the real business people. So kailangan talaga na malakas ang loob.
Well, it's my privilege and honor to be one of the most empowered men of the Philippines today. I never dreamed to be a politician. I just love helping people. I was working in Manila, then accidentally I ran for a position in Narvacan. I was picked up by one of the leader in Ilocos region. So, but before I went to politics, I've been helping people because my heart was left in Narvacan. Though I'm working in Manila, but I continuously help people who needs aid in Narvacan. I just wanted to help my kababayan, my kailyan in Narvacan, Ilocos Sur. I have a genuine heart to serve the people. That's the most important thing, being in public service. And my guiding motto is service above self.
Lagi ko nga po yan sinasabi sa mga nagtatanong sa akin kung ano ba yung magandang negosyo. Para po sa akin, kung ano po yung interest mo, kung ano yung gusto mo, yun po yung negosyo na pasukin mo. Huwag yung gagaya ka lang kasi si ganito, maganda yung takbo ng negosyo. Dapat po kung ano yung gusto mo at kung ano yung alam mo, yun po yung business na buksan mo. Gusto ko pong magpasalamat sa Best Magazine sa pagkakapili po sa amin at na ma-feature po sa August 2024 issue ng Best Magazine. Masaya po kami na isa kami sa awardee po nitong prestigious event na ito. Salamat.
We launched Yuhaku Glutathione July last year, and so far after 1 year, nakakreate na kami ng impact sa market. And pangalawang award na namin ito kay Sir Richard Hinolo, which is the award guru. In fact, ito yung naging award namin last. This year lang, Trending Brand Award. And this time, nagkaroon na naman kami ng bagong award, Asia's Best Brand Award. So, we feel privileged and elated dahil sa sobrang daming brands ng glutathione sa market ay napili po ang Yuhaku Glutathione. It only shows na ang aming product ay legit, premium at talaga namang di tayo mapapaya sa merkado. Sa lahat ng award-giving body, especially to Sir Richard Ginola, thank you so much for believing sa Yuhaku Glutathione. And to our valued customer, maraming salamat po for all the trust and support.
Yun na nga, as always, surprise ako and I was even asking them, baka naman merong iba na pwede nyo talagang manominate na mas deserving sa akin. Pero they told me na as of now daw, ako pa rin daw ang choice nila na manalo at mabigyan ng award na Rosa Rosal. I'm so happy, overwhelmed pa rin lagi. Kasi ibang level talaga si Miss Rosa Rosal. Wala ako sa kalingkingan niya. Pero yun na nga, na-challenge ako lagi to be better. Yung mas marami pa sana yung ma-reach ko ng mga taong matutulungan, mabibigyan sila ng para bang future na pwede nilang asahan dahil alam nila na may mga tao willing i-guide sila at saka hopefully talaga yung mga problema nila ay maibsnan. Mr. Richard Hinola, as always sabi ko naman sa iyo saludo ko sa iyo. Hands up kasi hindi ka tumitigil sa paggawa ng mga bagay, nakikilala ng mga iba-ibang personalidad na siyang tumutulong sa iba at nag-i-influence, nag-i-inspire. May you continue to be successful, to be a good man, at marami pa rin talaga sana na ma-impluwensyahan tulad mo. Thank you.
Marami na kasing mga awards night ngayon. So what I really wanted is maging flexible and then a lot of collaboration of the awards para maiba naman tayo. Ang importante, we're doing a very legit awards night. Kasi ang dami na talaga ngayong awards night. Halos every week, every other month may mga awards night na. So importante talaga na maging marami kang collaboration. Iba-iba rin ang concept ng awards night. The objective of our awards is hindi naman lang awards, may charity talaga siya. Kaya nabuo yung Best Magazine because yun naman talagang objective namin to come up with a charity activity para makatulong. This is one way on how to approach mga friends, donors, sponsors para it's easier for me na makakuha ng mga support nila. Lahat naman tayo may kanya-kanyang achievements. Hindi ako kagaya ng iba na kailangan sikat ka, kailangan artista ka, kailangan politician ka. Ang importante, you make a difference because you have your own achievement in life. Well, my basic objective talaga is to come up with a foundation na pagdating ng panahon makatulong ako sa kapwa-tao. Basta ang importante makatulong ako sa mga may chronic diseases, especially mga kids at saka yung mga matatanda na, kawawa kasi ang matatanda, parang neglected talaga sila. Pag matatanda na parang etsapwera na. So sila yung focus ko talaga for this activity and project.
Congratulations to all the winners tonight. And of course, hats off to our very own show, Open for Business, for grabbing the Outstanding Business TV Show of the Year. This has been your reporter, Tim Figueroa, your Starcada for Open for Business.
Despite challenges, the Philippine commerce and industry sector is brimming with potential, from navigating the current economic climate to embracing growth opportunities. Filipino businesses have a bright future ahead. The PCCI plays a vital role in supporting and advocating for businesses of all sizes. Their programs and initiatives can be invaluable resources for entrepreneurs and established companies alike. It is working hand in hand with the Philippine government, which is also involved in fostering a supportive environment for businesses to empower the private sector to flourish. The key takeaway here is that Filipino businesses are not alone. There's a strong support system in place, with the PCCI and the government acting as valuable allies. We encourage you to explore the resources available and leverage them to propel your business to new heights. The Philippines' economic story is being written day by day, and businesses are the authors. So embrace the opportunities, address the challenges, and remember that PCCI and the government are there to support your journey toward success. Thank you very much, Consul Nina, at maraming salamat sa isang oras sa pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen. Feel the pulse and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat. At maraming salamat sa inyo, Consul.
Marami pong salamat.